Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us and welcome to FlowFest 2020. We're so glad that you could join us today. Just a little bit about who we are and what we're doing. First off, the Performance Project is one of the arts programs at University Settlement, which is the oldest settlement house in the United States. And our main focus is supporting professional and community-based artists. What you're here for right now is a culminating event for our fellows. And our fellows in the fellowship, it's a year-long creative career mentorship program. And it's specifically designed for local, early emerging artists and cultural organizers, generally between the ages of 18 and 26. Want the intensive support to build a sustainable career in the creative sector here in New York. As we all know, this has been a year of unique challenges, and I would like to thank the fellows for both weathering and rising to those challenges. I'd also like to thank the founders of the fellowship program, without which we wouldn't be here with this. And that's Alison Fleminger, who founded the Performance Project and was the prior artistic director, and Baba Israel, who is the current artistic director of the Performance Project. And we're all sending well wishes to him and to his family. I realize I haven't introduced myself. My name is Emma. I am the space and production manager. Generally, if we were doing FlowFest, we would be doing it in Spire Hall, which is our physical home. But since this year is what it is, we're here online sharing this virtual space, but still sharing this wonderful time. I also want to thank our funders, very important, the New York State Council on the Arts, the NYC Department of Cultural Affairs, generous support from the Radunsky family, and of course, University Settlement itself, which we wouldn't be here without. And I will put some links so you can learn more about University Settlement in our Facebook live there at here, checking out the page. Sorry, I'm usually behind the scenes, not in front, but thank you for your patience. Anyhow, let's get started with work from our wonderful, wonderful fellows. The first work we have today is from Emily Waters, and it's a 3-minute solo short, which draws on research, writing, and visioning for what would have been FlowFest if it had happened in real life. So this piece combines movement, meditation, and a poetic sermon to explore Black history and Black survival.
In my dream, I'm in the deep waters, my body giving way to sea. Salt of the ocean filling my lungs, there was a time when I stopped singing. Afraid of the rage between my ears, they are ringing and I can't hear. My voice shatters and bubbles upward. The line where I thought the ocean ended is blending toward the clouds, infinite and roaring. Have you heard of the mama who dances in circles? Ripples in their belly make room for the cracking open. They are the salt holding your song in the Atlantic. Many have tried to hoard the flecks of gold etched in their waves, confusing their shape shifting for compliance. In the storm, you can still hear them say, remember, the hottest part of the flame is blue. To prepare for this meditation, you may be lying down, sitting, or standing. Breathe in, breathe out. How do you move when you feel free? I invite you to place your hands on your knees and get ready to throw that ass in a circle. Throw that ass in a circle. A circle calling back to your ancestors. Throw that ass in a circle. A circle calling forward 7 generations. What stories are you looking back at? What stories do you wish to bring forward? We are gathered here today to bring it full circle. I've been thinking about the term intergenerational trauma. The idea that trauma is and can be passed down through the generations. See, I've been wondering, can our bodies tap into something else? Can our bones remember our great, 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 great grand somebody's survival strategy? We were meant to survive. Said when I look back at it, look back at it, look back at it. Said when I look back at it, went back at it. See, I'm gonna have to take this off in this place. Can we throw it in a circle so that we can know which way to go? All right.
Tell you you gotta ride. You gotta ride to the tree all night. Tell you you gotta ride. You gotta ride to the tree all night.
Thank you, Emily, for that beautiful, beautiful work. Next, we have some poetry from our fellow James.
Hi everyone, my name is James Wyrwicz and I am a writer and director. It has been such a pleasure for this past year to be part of this cohort and get to see everyone's work and see their process and learn a little bit about different forms. I am going to read a couple of poems for you over the course of this afternoon, and this first poem I'm going to read is called I Went to the Whitney. Because I wanted to learn about Mexican modernism, Frida and Diego, murals, scenes of revolutionary struggle, farmers and steelworkers, you know, and I found myself drinking emerald wine from a goblet standing at the edge. Museums make me horny. I want to fuck. I want to draw swords, images of me and you cutting the world open, its insides bleeding out into the atmosphere. The urges melt into one another, dyes running together to reveal a new color. Have you been watching the sky? I see birds in V-shaped formations announcing that there is an azure future. The oceans reclaiming the planet as their own, forming coalitions to defeat the scientists, the EPA, military leaders, CEOs of big tech companies, and taking back the land. Dirt becomes sandy floors. Trees reprogram their cells to photosynthesize amidst the currents pushing back and forth, dotted with floating corpses, arms and legs akimbo, drifting through the ocean's body. I bought a ticket on a whim and left work a little bit early to get to the museum in time. From the rooftop, I see an apartment building with electric green turf on its surface, and I think of the despair that lives in the lifeline on my left hand and how much of the world will go up in smoke that evening while I'm sitting in my apartment, solid, with my roommates, watching Love Island.
Thank you, James. And we're gonna look forward to some more work later. But right now, I am going to invite our fellow on to come and let us know a little bit more about what they are going to be doing tonight. We are a two-part FlowFest, this part in the afternoon and then in the evening as well. Let's see if I can figure this out. Hi, An.
Hi, Emma. Hi, everybody. Yeah, at 7:30 tonight on my Instagram page, I will do a little bit of a live streaming, just collaging all of my not all of mine, but some of my existing materials and a little bit new. Um, but it stems from my sort of current practice in isolation of branching out from choreography into music. Um, and I'm experimenting with medley and what does it mean to make a medley of dances. So I string together uh, fragments from two very different works. First one is Baby Lift, which is very grounded in the Vietnam War and is sort of traumatic percolations in the present. And the second piece is called Non-Binary Pussy, which is a very straightforward revolutionary concert about non-binary pussy. Um, I don't know if it's gonna work. It's been a very interesting process rehearsing those two works together, and certain parts feel very off, but I'm doing it anyway, and I'm excited to share it with everyone. Oh, yeah.
I think it's going to be great. I mean, just with the descriptions themselves, just with how you're working as an artist is so intriguing, and your work itself is just so both personal, but also in its own way wonderfully accessible. I'm looking forward to it. So if you're on the Facebook live feed, I put On's Instagram handle in the comments. Please go there at 7:30. We're going to look forward to that. I'm going to say bye to you now because I know that you have to go and prepare. Thank you. We'll see you at 7:30. And we are going to move right along right now. And where are we going to move to, Emma? That's a good question. I just lost my order, so give me one quick moment while I figure myself on out. Thank you. It is Travis up next. Hi, Travis. Here's
Hello.
Travis, and I'm going to go off. Thanks, Travis.
Great. Hi, everyone. I'm going to be sharing a video about a thing that has given me great comfort over the past 9 months, which is spending time with plants. Hi. 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 Hi.
Today my special guest with me is Bok Choy. This bok choy came from my local food co-op. And as I chopped it, I thought, what if I put it in some water? That wouldn't be so bad now, wouldn't it? Plants love water, they love light. What is this plant telling me? I don't know. Last year for Secret Santa I received this funky veg kit with seeds of a mysterious origin that I just put in soil.
A close look at a leaf shows that it is made of many tiny cells. And some of them appear to be green. Within each green cell are still smaller bodies. And within each body are the green specks that give a leaf its color. One such green speck seen through an electron microscope looks like this. It contains chlorophyll, the green substance essential for food making in a plant. No one knows precisely what role chlorophyll plays when a plant makes food, but no food making can take place without it.
If you could be any funky vegetable, what would it be? For me, I'd like to be sugar snap peas. If you could grow any funky vegetable, what would it be? I'd like to hear from your plants. Click the link in my Instagram bio, @HeyTravisTravis, and send me an audio interview with your plants.
That was fantastic. I imagine there will be many interviews with plants coming forth. And I will put Travis's Instagram handle in the Facebook comments. But now we are going to go back to our friend James with more poetry.
Hi everyone, I'm back and I'm going to read another poem for you this afternoon. This poem is called When the Earth Stopped Rotating Around the Sun. We left our buildings to look up into the air to discover what had changed, but the sky was still blue, and yet everything looked pushed and pulled like a funhouse mirror. I was stressed and scared, and suddenly I stopped walking around the world and working out, and I began to eat. I put the chips in my mouth, crunched the cookies into little pieces, and sprinkled them on to the little mountains of ice cream in a bowl, poured shredded cheddar into my mouth straight from the bag, prepared mini peanut butter and jelly sandwiches on crackers and snarfed them down, washing this all away with glass after glass of chilled white wine. Hours became days, which became weeks. We still hadn't moved. So I continued and ordered bagels and pizza and roots and blood and tacos. And then I started to notice that there was fat on my hips. My legs grew longer. I could feel it. My stomach protruding further out into the world. My eyes shined brighter while the bones in my shoulders split and transformed into twice, then 3 times their original size. When I would walk down the street, my eyes could peer into bedrooms on the second floors of the buildings. If I didn't pay attention, my stomach would cast shadows into intersections, disorienting drivers on their way home from work. So I ordered a pair of shoes online, and when they arrived, I pushed myself into the streets to run. 2 a.m. I was on the street so no one could see me, one foot in front of the other. That was my only goal. And soon I shrunk, my bones melting back to a smaller size, like an ice sculpture in the heat, my waistline contracting, my legs compressing until I lived among new neighbors of ants and grasshoppers. But again, I wished for another body, and so I began to eat crumbs, which turned to pieces, which turned to loaves and boxes full of, and whole packs of, and containers full of. It's never enough, I learned. Always looking at myself reflected in store windows, only to notice desire nipping at my heels. The shift always makes me blue. And I keep telling friends, roommates, therapists, oracles this, but it doesn't make me feel any better.
Thank you, James, again for your wonderful, wonderful work. We are now going to turn to work from our fellow Eric Carrera. And Eric is presenting a short film which follows a lost boy struggling to find his way home after a biking accident. Along the way, he starts to realize that he is not alone, is being followed, and that he is in grave danger.
Shit. Oh, fuck! Damn it!
Thank you, Eric, for the nightmare I will have tonight. That was fantastic, even if it's gave me a start the first time I saw it, and still still gives me more starts. Before we go back to James for another poem, I do want to share that this year we have an additional portion to FlowFest, and that is a website, which is just some further information about our wonderful fellows and some further work that they wanted to share in addition to what they're presenting here. I'm going to put the link to this nice little website in the Facebook comments so you can take a look at it. And yes, please do. You'll also be able to see some of this work that you've been enjoying today on the website later next week as well. So please do check it on out, and I will put that on out there. But now let's go to one more, a couple more poems from James.
My final section, and I'm going to read 2 more poems. Don't worry, the second one is very short. The first one is called Sad Face Emoji, Broken Heart Emoji. I was sitting on the ground, I said to him, because my body knew that if I moved anywhere else, a chair or the bed, my atoms would burst through my skin and bones and onto the street, obliterating everything around me, including my bedroom. I wanted to house an elephant, feed and wash her, and run my hands along her tusks. Would they prove smooth or rough? I imagined it would be smooth because I couldn't shake the visions of piano keys and jewelry from my savage mind. Earlier that week, we went to a restaurant. The tomatoes stung the cuts in our mouths. The garlic sharpened our breath. We ate at a round table in the middle of the room, yellow light touching warm wood, a fireplace built into the wall, a glass of red wine sitting in front of me. I'm sorry, you must hear stories like this all the time, I say to him, and he nods. But I keep on speaking, and the words fall out of my mouth. I can't pick them up off the floor. I saw a cockroach in the shower last night, and I hid it and crushed it and crunched it up and threw it away, and yet I cursed you as I sat on the ground with my fear of moving, staring at the text message and the emojis. You touch my hand, and it's a lavender grasp, and for a moment, death is my boyfriend, ready to go to midnight movies and make out at shitty bars, my back against a creaking wall, a pounding on the bathroom door, scrambling to grab our coats and head back home, pull back the covers, I'll brush my teeth and maybe floss. You'll sit at my desk, lamp on, or maybe you lie on my bed, then thigh kisses and hair pulling, my legs wrapped around your waist. What did it look like, I ask, in the bed? Was it feathers falling to the ground? Or was it teeth pulling, bones grinding? The answer only exists between you two, and your lips are sealed. Now I must discover how to go to work, fix a meal, wash my hair, while I know there is an answer that no one will ever tell me, because there is no pillow talk when I share my bed with him. Lisa is dead, and when he came to take her, he had to leave behind a finger. Those are the rules. To take something from this world requires burying something behind in order for the elephants to feed. And the last poem I'm going to read is called Transit. Maybe if I go for a run every morning, or if I eat more kale and quinoa, my body would unlock its true potential and explode. Should I call Angelina a spiritual consultant? I take a photo of the flyer for later when I'll have a moment. Thank you, and thank you again for coming to our virtual FlowFest 2020. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, James. Thank you so much to all of our other fellows. In this segment of FlowFest, we do have work from one more fellow, from Amelia, who I will let introduce, if I can get all the correct asks for Zoom. Hello? Hi. I'm going to let you all take it away. I'm so excited. Thank you. Thank you, Amelia and Leah, who I believe is your partner there. Beautiful, beautiful choice of framing. It's like you're moving in this great painting. Great choice of, you know, when to have your work done. Thank you all. Thank you, fellows. Thank you, everyone who has joined us. We do have a second part, 7:30 p.m. tonight, Eastern Standard Time. Please, please, please visit on their Instagram Live. Again, that will be in the Facebook comments. I will put that in the Zoom chat as well, so everyone attending there can see that too. It's been such a pleasure working with all of the fellows. I wish them nothing but great success. It's been a pleasure being here, sharing this time with all of you. Even if we can't be physically together, we are here still in our own spaces, but in this shared time. Take care of each other. Be kind to each other, be kind to yourself, and let's all have patience with the world as we strive for better things. Take care.